Hi, so it's Christmas Eve and the final day of Sam's Advent Calendar. And I'm not going to say a huge amount today other than I've written something that is for all the mums and dads out there who, like me and Sam's dad, are going through Christmas without the most precious little people in their lives. There's no title to this. On a small wooden chair at a table was sat a pretty little girl with her hair in a plait. She was sucking a pencil and tapping her hand to the Christmas carols played by a distant brass band. She slid off her chair and went to the window and looked with a distant stare down below. She took a deep breath and returned to her letter and started again to try and make it better than the one before. And the one before that. This was much harder than she'd thought when she first sat. But then her eyes suddenly sparkled with light. This time I've got it. I know what to write. She wrote all her words with the greatest of care. She knew she now had no time to spare. She folded the paper and blew it a kiss. At least the Christmas post she wouldn't now miss. She returned to the window. It had started to snow. A sparkly white glimmer from the land below. The sun glowed orange as it left the sky, and the moon replaced it, beaming bluey white. The black canvas it sat in was pricked with silver, as the stars all twinkled with a gentle quiver. And then, from that land, came a mighty shout and an explosion of lights as Santa set out on his journey to deliver all of the toys across the world to girls and boys. Then, "Stop!" came a yell from back on the ground, and Santa said, "Whoa, boys!" and turned around. "What's wrong?" asked Santa as he touched back down, his eyes knitted in a worried frown. "Sorry, Santa, last post was very late, but this one really couldn't wait." "No problem, Sid, not a minute too soon." And they read the letter by the light of the moon. Santa looked at Sid, and Sid stared back. Santa slid the letter gently into his sack. He silently climbed back onto the sleigh, and Sydney Elf quietly made his way back to the sorting house to prepare for next year, and wiped away from his eye a little tear. At number 3, St Mary's Way, on the night before that Christmas day, Jack and Rachel were sat in their house. Nothing was stirring, not even a mouse. They were sat on their sofa staring into the fire. In the distance was the sound of a Christmas church choir. Silent night, holy night. Their faces were pale in the orange firelight. Rachel sighed and said, "I'm going to bed." Jack looked at Rachel and nodded his head. The pair trudged heavily up the stairs, leaving the firelight and its dying flares. There were no lights or a Christmas tree, in fact no decorations at all to see. In the dead of night, a gentle thud as the sleigh landed gently on the roof of 3 St Mary's Way. "Well, boys, I won't be long, this I must do," and he left the reindeers with a little food. He held a letter close to his chest and slid down the chimney before coming to rest, in a little grey room, shrouded in dark, just a glow from the embers and a little spark from the fire that had given the only light to Jack and Rachel on that Christmas Eve night. Santa set to work until all was complete, and left the grey room just as neat as it had been when he had arrived at the house, where nothing was stirring, not even a mouse. He paused a moment and looked at the letter. "I do hope that this will make Christmas a little better. Jack, do you want a cup of tea?" "No, thanks, love, nothing for me." Jack rolled over. There was no more to say on that deliberately forgotten Christmas day. Rachel went downstairs into the unlit gloom and pushed open the door into the living room. She noticed a sparkle that hadn't been there. On the mantelpiece was something. She started to stare. On the shelf was a letter, and beside it a star, right next to their penny collecting jar. "Jack," shouted Rachel, "can you come down here?" She didn't move until Jack was near. "What is that?" She pointed to the star and the letter that hadn't been there before. Jack reached for the letter and read the pink words. "To Mummy and Daddy? This is just absurd." They sat on the sofa and read it together, nervous of what might be in the letter. "Dear Mummy and Daddy, on this Christmas Day, I'm sorry I'm not here with you today. I wish I was there with you playing with toys, like most of the other girls and boys. I wish I was with you so you could see how much I love you. But it wasn't to be. A cruel genetic twist of fate. Not down to you. You were great. You showed me so much love and care. You are the best mum and dad anywhere. I heard you talk and laugh and sing. You gave me absolutely everything. You kept me safe and warm inside. You kept me safe and warm until I died. I know about the hopes and dreams you had. I know you are both very sad. But that's not what I want to see. There's something I want you to do for me. I want you to go to the garden and dig up the tree, the Christmas tree you planted for me. I want you to put it in that big red pot. Then go to the loft and bring out a lot of decorations and tinsel and all of the lights and turn that tree into the most festive sight. I want you to put on music and sing out loud. I want you to dance around and show you're proud of being the best mum and dad that you really are. And then, Mum and Dad, take the star that I made for you from way up here. The star means I can be really near. And put it right at the top of the Christmas tree so that everyone will be able to see. I promise you, I'm not far away, on Christmas or any other day. I love you more than all the stars in the sky. And that is the very reason why. Just for today, I don't want you to cry or get angry or sad or wonder why I can't be with you when really I am. I love you always, your daughter Sam. That Christmas Day, there were tears, but it was also full of love and festive cheer. There is no answer to that question, why? Our most precious little people became stars in the sky, and some days the pain will be really bad, and all we do is just feel sad. But today, it's Christmas, and a time for joy, and remembering with love the little girls and boys that held our dreams in their tiny hands. So for all the mums and dads across the land, place a star at the very top of your Christmas tree. Go on, do it for Sam, her dad and me. But most of all, do it for you and your little ones who can't be with you singing Christmas songs. This Christmas, I'm sending all my love your way for a beautiful, peaceful and happy Christmas Day.